Hi, everybody. Hi there, and welcome to Casino Guru News special interview. Today, we're sitting with Matej Novota, one of our very own. So, warm welcome to you as well, Matej. We're going to be talking about very exciting things today. So, I was really excited about this interview because we're going to be talking about the fact that now more than 700 casinos changed or altered their T&Cs, their terms and conditions, for the better, for the fairer, and that's thanks to Casino Guru team. So we can say that, broadly speaking, today you will be telling us a little bit in more detail about the mission of creating safer and fairer gambling environment, because that's where the changing of T&Cs really actually fits. That's what we're trying to do by reading T&Cs of casinos and trying to have a conversation with them about their fairness. Yeah, so great topic. But before we get started, although I feel like you need no introductions because I know who you are, you've been in the industry for quite some time now, and you are attending many conferences, you're networking globally, and you've been with Casino Guru for almost since its beginning, right? So I feel like everybody should know you, but just in case not everybody does, I feel like we should start with a little bit of introduction from you, if that's okay with you. So yeah, Matej, tell us, who are you? What do you exactly do for Casino Guru? And how would you sum up the significance of those 700 casinos that changed their T&Cs? What does it mean for Casino Guru and for the industry as well?
So hello, my name is Matej Novota. I'm head of data and complaints at Casino Guru. I'm in the industry for 9 years already. And yes, I'm in Casino Guru for almost since the beginning. And all the stories start when we start receiving first complaints. It was quite challenging for us to process them, like in emails. Mm-hmm. So we decided to create our complaint resolution center. And after some years, we start to see that lots of complaints, they have like same pattern. The players are complaining about the same issue. Mm-hmm. So we said like, okay, we can solve these complaints, and we are realizing that it's like more and more these complaints coming. Sure. Or we can focus on what is the cause of these problems. So we look deep and we find that, okay, we see that certain casinos have terms and conditions, and this cause a problem. Mm-hmm. So we focus on that, and that's why we start thinking about how to prevent this situation, and we create our Fair Gambling Codex.
So the way I understand it, exactly what you said, Fair Gambling Codex, that's the heart or center of your efforts because you offer, best practices in the industry. So tell us a little bit more about Fair Gambling Codex. What's the philosophy behind it, and how does it look like in practice?
The Fair Gambling Codex has two parts. One part is responsibilities of the players, mm-hmm. and another part is responsibilities of the casino. The responsibilities of the players is quite simple, only mm-hmm. has 4 chapters, and there are only few simple rules for players, like always use your own name and your own credit card and things like that. So it's like quite easy. Mm-hmm. And the responsibilities of the casino, it has 13 chapters. And we put there like 13 most common problem what the casinos are facing and how to handle the situation. All these chapters are divided into 3 parts. It's like the view from the casino, mm-hmm. the view from the player, and the view and our vision how it should be. Oh. So the casinos can check the situation also from the player's perspective, also can see how we see the problem and why. So it's like quite self-explanatory, and it's very good.
Yeah, so that's where it gets difficult, the part for casinos. Yeah, we know that it can be a little bit tricky. And talking about the trickiness of it all, how do you strike the balance? How do you decide what's fair and what isn't? I know you said that there's some explanation, like point of view from Casino Guru. How do you even come up with something like that?
Well, all this, what we put in the Fair Gambling Codex, come from praxis, from our Complaint Resolution Center. So we see how other casinos are handling the problem. We see how the problematic casinos handling the problem, or how the problematic situation is created based on the problematic terms. So we can compare this situation, see what is fair and what is not, and based on that make the recommendation for the casino how to deal with the situation. So it's not something what we say it should be like that. It's something what we see that it's actually working in the praxis, and based on that we put the recommendation which this term is correct and which is not, and why.
So it's not like you just think of something, right, and write it down, this is fair. You have actual experiences behind it,
Yes.
and you see how it works in practice. That's really interesting. I mean, I knew that a lot of Casino Guru insights come from player complaints, and that a lot of times when it comes to terms and conditions, players can catch those problematic rules even before our own team of experts who read those T&Cs can even just come up with it or find it on their own. So players are sometimes the first one to spot the problem. And when this happens, I feel like, okay, so one of our experts find the term or a practice that's unfair. We have that in our Fair Gambling Codex that this practice should get some improvement, or a player complaint, and we approach the casino, right? And we try to get any player complaints resolved, and we try to persuade the casino to change those problematic rules. But I'm wondering, does it happen sometimes the other way around? Like, are there some casinos that proactively come to us and looking for improving their T&Cs, or is it just delusional of me to expect that?
These days, yes. I can tell you in the beginning, when we start to advise casinos how they should change the terms, they were looking at us like we are crazy, and it was extremely hard to convince the first casino to change the terms. Usually the casinos were telling us who you are, why you are advising us,
who gives you the right.
So it was hard in the beginning. But when the first casinos start seeing the results, it was easier and easier. And these days, even the casinos itself come to us and ask us hey, we check your safety index, and it's not so good. So what we should do to change how we should improve the terms, or what we should do to improve the safety index. And when we give them the advices, they're like, okay, that makes sense. Let's do it.
Yeah, they see that it has a potential. Not only it's fairer to the players, but it also helps the business in the long run, right? It's
also because we never tell the casinos you should change this and that's it. And this is our policy, and you need to do something. We not push anybody to do the change. We tell them advice look, you have something what is problematic. It may cause some problems in the future, and this is the way how to avoid this situation.
That's great.
And I can give you a very good example.
Sure.
What about restricted countries? Many players, they just visit the casino, register and play. Deposit, then win something, and they want to withdraw the winnings. And then the problem
arises.
Yes. And the casino tells the player, like, sorry, you are from restricted country, you can't play here, and that's it. And sure, players are angry.
Of course, rightfully so.
Why the casino let them to deposit?
In the first place, if they're from restricted country, exactly.
And there is a very easy way how to predict this situation, and that's to let the players to choose the country where they have a residence during the registration, and not to fill in the country, but to choose from the list of the countries.
Sure.
And if this list contains only allowed countries, then you solve the problem like forever.
Oh, that's really practical solution.
Yes.
So that's how you do it. You approach the casinos and try to navigate them. You're not just saying strictly you have to do this and this and this. You try to give them just like a friendly advice that would help them at the end. So that's great. We can actually move on straight to the process.
You know what is the best? We are
best?
giving these advices for free.
Exactly. Again, you just stole my question out right off my tongue. But I wanted to get deeper into the processes of the changing of those terms and conditions. So, like, how do you get casinos to change their policies? Do you have some kind of secret weapon or a leverage, or is it just a matter of good persuasion and a goodwill, or what's the story there?
First, it's like hard to convince the casinos to change something, especially the casinos which for them it's difficult to change, like white label casinos, bigger groups, where the lawyers are included in this process and lots of approvals. Sometimes it takes months, in some groups even years. We were waiting till they change the terms. Sometimes we spot the complaint, which is like very, very problematic, and we immediately notice the casino that based on these complaints they could have some serious troubles in the future. So this change is like quick, but generally the whole process is complicated.
It takes a long time.
And main motivation for the casinos is to improve the safety index.
Sure.
But sometimes it's also the prevention of the potential complaints when we explain them what these
problems could be.
Yeah. So they realize it and quickly change the terms.
Sure. So they're aware of all the problems and all the benefits that can come from their higher safety index.
Again, here, very important is that we explain to the casinos what's happened if they keep the rule as it is. And some casinos, they tell us we will not use these rules against the players, and we just has it in our terms to protect ourselves. And I understand that, but each rule can be written in the fair way, and we never know when the casino change their mind and potentially use the rule which is problematic against the players. So we need to reflect that in our safety index.
Absolutely. Okay, so you mentioned safety index, right? It's like a number that we assign to each casino that reflects the safety of it, meaning that whether players are should be confident enough to withdraw money from this casino without any necessary problems. Yeah. So basically, the point is the higher safety index, the safer casino. So does safety index really hold that much weight? Like, is it really that important that it can convince casinos to change their policies? I mean, that's the leverage you have against them, right? So are casinos really scared that their safety index will drop if they don't make the changes?
It's not work this way. We not tell them you need to change something, otherwise we lower your safety index. It's usually we review the casino
Sure.
give them some safety index and tell them like if what we found, like we give them the points how they can improve the safety index. And it's up to them if they want to like follow our advices and work with us or not. We not force anybody. We let them choice. And the safety index like reflects how safe the casino is. So it makes sense that it's this way. And the safety index is like main motivation for lots of casinos to change something in the terms. But it's not only one motivation. It's also sometimes it's complaints. Like convince them.
You said also that some casinos do that to prevent any future problems from happening. So they're actively trying to improve their safety index, which is great. We're really glad for that. Yeah. Okay. So what happens if like casino refuses to make any changes whatsoever? Like you give them good advice how to improve their safety index and they're like, no, they won't budge or they can't. In some cases, I can imagine that it's very complicated to change policies. So what happens then?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that answer.
No, we not force anybody to change the terms. We understand for some groups or like casinos, it's extremely complicated. Or we had the case where the guy that time told us, like, I'm 20 years in the industry, who you are. Like, it was extremely complicated to deal with this person when we were speaking online. And then we once met in the conference. Okay. And from half an hour meeting was like 2 hours meeting. And we were talking a lot. Eventually we become friends. This guy like really understand that we are not telling him something bad. He started thinking about it.
You're not making this up. Yeah.
And now when he launch new project, he is like, hey, please like check my casino, tell me what is bad, tell me how we should cooperate better, what we should do.
I mean, that's great.
Yes. I'm very proud that we are able to convince even the people which are so long in the industry to listen to us and eventually make a change in the terms based on our recommendations.
Sure. So that's the example of some surprising collaboration, right? That eventually became a really good partner in building this safer gambling space, which is great. And when you said that after casino refuses to collaborate with you, what happens next is nothing. I mean, but it still, if they don't deal with problematic rules they have in their terms and conditions, it does mean that their safety index will eventually drop, right?
We first create the safety index.
Oh, okay, I get that. So if they don't improve, the safety index stayed the same?
Yes.
Okay, I get that now.
They have the safety index lowered based on these rules. We create it, and it's like not reach the maximum potential what they have. But if they not have any complaints, then it stays at the same level and they still could be a good casino. We have many of casinos which have like very good safety index, like between 8 or 9, and they still have some problematic rules. Sure. We are not saying that these rules are like used against the players right now. We just see that there is some potential for like future problems, and they actually may not even happen in the future, but it's there and it could be done better. So that exactly reflects the safety index.
That's a very like positive approach to look at it. A way to look at it is that you have some safety index in the first place, and the only way is up. You know what I mean? The only way is to change your terms and conditions, improve, and you get a better safety index and possibly better visibility on Casino Guru website. So yeah, that's great. And okay, and on the flip side, what if, on the other hand, what if casino is willing to cooperate, is trying to change their terms and conditions, but I can imagine that it's not always easy to do. Like casinos usually can just change their policies next day, So what happens is that you have a conversation with them a lot, right? You're talking with the casinos, and basically my question is, I forgot what my question is, sorry. Yeah, I wanted to ask, if you ever need to compromise on your proposals, casino is willing to meet you halfway, but we're not going to do this, this, and this. And they try to change the way you think. Does that happen?
Sometimes, yes. Like if they explain us why the rule is there and to like what they are trying to prevent, then we are able to find some compromise how to define it that it fits exactly for this situation. Usually the problematic terms are like not very specific. They are like general, and like pretty much everything could be wrapped up to this term. And we saw many
abstract.
times, very abstract. And we are seeing daily that some casinos, they are using it and telling the players like, we will not pay your winnings because of this rule. And say nothing else, just some rule, which is like very, very abstract. And this is the problem. So if the casino cannot change this rule in the way how we think it's like fair, and they explain us why they have this rule, then we are looking for some definition of the rule which like protect them in this certain situation, which we understand.
Sure.
It's.
You're reasonable. You understand that not everything can be, as you said.
We are not super strict. If somebody tells us like, okay, guys, you are doing something bad in this situation, then we are listen. It's like a relationship.
A partnership, exactly.
Partnership, yes. Yeah. Like we are giving advices, but also listen what the other side is telling us. And if we see the sense there, okay, we are like willing to do the compromise.
Absolutely. And I think that's really great. And I think that's the part of the reason why we have more than 700 casinos that already changed their T&Cs for the better, which is a great accomplishment, by the way. I mean, what we have in our casino database, like 7,000 online casinos right now. And if 700 of them already changed their rules, thanks to us, that's 10% of all casinos that we have in our database.
7,000 is like also with the closed casinos. So the actual number of online casinos right now is somewhere between 4,500 to 5,000 casinos.
So even more, yeah. But I mean, it's still great. It's really impactful. I mean, for the Casino Guru and for the industry as well.
I'm very proud.
Yeah,
what we
did.
I didn't expect that it will go this way. Like really, in the beginning, when I saw how hard it is, I was like, okay, this is like impossible task.
Yeah,
like,
we're going to be glad if we get 10 casinos. Yeah, I get that. But you said that you do it for free.
Yes.
So my question is, even though it's great, is it worth it?
Definitely. Like I see how we helped some casinos, and I really like see in the Complaint Resolution Center that it makes sense that when we like convince the casino where already some complaints arise to change some rules, and then suddenly it stops, then it's like for us like amazing feeling, really. Like we see that we did something what actually impact the industry, and this is absolutely amazing.
For the better.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's all about this positive change. So safety index, right, is a way for players to realize which casinos are safer and fairer than the others. Does Casino Guru have any other ways to kind of point the direction towards some casinos and get the players to pick a casino or a gambling side that's fair to them and that will treat them nicely?
Well, safety index is one thing, but what we do is like recommend the casinos based on the location of the player, based on the language which the player speaks. So it's not only about the safety index, it's about the situation
Yeah,
in
like a
which
whole package.
the player is right now. We always recommend the players to play in the casinos with local license if it's possible. And based on his language preferences, based on his location, we pick the best casinos available for that player. So it's not all about the safety index.
Yeah, sure. But I also noticed that we have some fair and safe badges that we give to
Yes.
casinos. What's that all about?
When we see the casino is following our fair gambling codex, and it's impossible or almost impossible to make mistakes in these casinos, then these casinos can get our fair and safe badge. And it means that these casinos which have this badge, they are like extremely good in preventing certain situations, and they are enforcing things to prevent the bad things in the casino. So
get that.
it's not possible to do the bet which exceed the maximum allow bet while
Sure.
playing with the bonus, or as I mentioned, the restricted countries and other things. What we have, the situation what we describe in our fair gambling codex, and that's the fair and safe badge.
That's good. So that's basically for casinos that go above and beyond the extra mile
exactly.
to protect their players. Yeah, that's very nice. And, in contrary, do you have some ways to alert players that these casinos are not very good, and even maybe continue after we said that that's not fair, they continue to use their predatory rules? How do we say to the players that this is not a good casino?
We start with pros and cons. So like in the cons, the players can see some negative aspect, what they should be aware in the casino. Then we have some warnings. And in the warnings, there are like serious issues with the casinos. These days, we make update on our website, and the players can see in the review also like all the problematic terms. So they see that our recommendation is based on the facts,
specific examples.
Examples. And also we have a blacklist. And the blacklist is for the casinos, which are like generally very bad.
Usually, I know that these casinos are basically the ones that don't even want to speak to Casino Guru anymore, and they just don't take any help that we give them for free, which is whatever.
Lots of these casinos are scam casinos. Unfortunately, we have some scam casinos in the industry, so
sure.
They are usually they are always ending in our blacklist.
Yeah, understandably. We can go back to some examples. Like what kind of rules or practices can get casinos to Casino Guru blacklist? Like, can you give me some examples of something really unfair that you've came across lately?
Generally, not paying the players. That's like
that's the first step.
But these days we are facing some groups of scam casinos, which usually convince or let the players to win some amount of money, and then ask them to make some safe deposit or deposit money in the casino, and like lure them into the depositing the money there, and they just stop responding, and it's like a scam. So this is like easiest way to our blacklist. For like not paying the players, this is like a longer way. We need to see that the casino is like doing some bad practice in the longer period of time. Then we put it on the blacklist, and like based on the complaints, it's quite like easy to decide.
Yeah, I get that. Or even like, as I said, you read through whole terms and conditions. So I can imagine that you often come across some very weird or very weirdly written rules that just doesn't make sense. Either they're too broad, as we said, that they could mean anything, or they're just simply, well...
Yeah, we have a special category these rules. And basically, in some cases, when we show to casino representatives what they have in the terms, they were like shocked, like really. And we asked them, okay, so why you have this? What it should mean? And they really don't know. So they like easy put it away, and that proves that nobody's reading the terms, not even the casino representatives. So
yeah, nobody but Casino Guru. So that's important to say that we have a whole team of people who do that. So
it's one of the hardest thing when the data analysts are doing the safety index. One of the hardest things is to go through all the terms and conditions and find what is right and what is bad there.
Yeah, well, it's great that their hard work is paying off. I mean, more than 700 casinos are better, partly thanks to us. So that's great. And yeah, we only have like a couple of minutes left. I mean, 10 minutes more or less. And I wanted to ask you one more question, which is very interesting to me. And that's about like some differences between casinos themselves. Like, have you noticed that some casinos are more open to change than the others? Like, for example, and I mean on like a region or cultural basis, like casinos with a UK license can be more responsive, like maybe some other casinos that hold different licenses. If you ever notice something like that or not?
I don't think it's based on the license.
Okay.
But like generally speaking, the casinos which has better license, then there is like no necessity to change something in the terms. Usually, like well-regulated markets, the regulator is quite strict in what the casinos can put in the terms and not. So the casinos, they have like not very much space to maneuver in to put there something like predatory. The regulator would not allow them to have it there. So usually when we are talking about the terms, yes, it's happened also for UK market, sure, but not so much as for the casinos from like less regulated markets where the regulator not care much about what they put in the terms. And it's like usually the casinos, they are like using the terms which they copy or have the general for the group or from somewhere.
Yeah,
they're not thinking much about what is there. And that's the problem.
That's why they're surprised when you
yes
when you explain them what you found in their T&Cs.
Like usually the terms are like bind to the group. So
group of casinos, like
or platform.
Or platform.
Platform usually when we are talking about white label solution, then all the casinos on that white label solution, they share the terms. They are basically the same. So for these casinos, it's sometimes like problematic to make a change. And if the group or this white label is focused on the unregulated market, then yeah, sometimes there are like terms which are like very abstract. And the white label solution, the platform, it's not very willing to change the rule because they don't need. And that's the problem. Like with the less regulated markets, there is nobody who is like pushing these platforms to make a change. So even the casinos are like less willing to change it. And even if they are willing to change it, the platform is not willing to change it. So that's a kind of a problem.
But you still, as a part of Casino Guru, try to convince them.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's also important to say. Okay. I think I have only one last question for you, and that's to end on a positive note, you know? So what's like the end line for your efforts? Like, let's say every casino in the world would follow our Fair Gambling Codex. How would online gambling world look like?
Well, that's a tough question. But if everybody follow our codex, let's say that this codex is like perfect, that we are constantly improve the codex, So like, yes, now
Yeah,
we
it's
have...
not set in stone. You are working on it.
Yes, it's like constant process. Now we have 13 chapters in the responsibilities of casinos. Maybe after a couple of years it will be 15 or 20, I don't know.
Sure.
But if, let's say, this codex is perfect and let it say that all the casinos are following this codex, then I guess that nobody would need to read the terms.
Everybody would be safe.
Yes, everybody would be safe and the gambling would be fair. Maybe even it could change the public opinion on the gambling if the players and everybody knows that it is a safe industry and there are like
no scams.
No
right?
scams. Yes,
Nothing.
that could like destroy the stigma what is about the gambling, like in public opinion. So
that's a actually very good prediction for the future. Like, hopefully, we will get there
I'm not
someday.
so optimistic that it's
I know,
like in
but girl can
near
hope,
future.
so.
But yeah, I would be very happy if this once happen really.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Matej, for your insights. It's been lovely as always. Hopefully soon we will live in this future that you predicted for us. And hopefully even sooner we will have another interview celebrating 1,000 casinos that altered their T&Cs for the better. So thank you very much again.
Thank you too. It would be very nice if we soon celebrated 1,000 and even more.
Exactly. That's what I think so as well. And thank you for watching us. Hope you enjoyed the interview with Matej. And we will see you soon with some other special guests.